about that we should have talked about, Chris, as it relates to this time of year? The strivers who want to make change, become someone else.
Stop taking life so seriously. Like, no one is getting out of this game alive, literally. In 3 generations, no one will even remember your name. And if that does...
We live in an age of infinite pressure. We are told to optimize, to hustle, to build, but often the more we strive, the more stuck we feel. Chris Williamson has spent years deconstructing human behavior, and in this conversation with Stephen Bartlett, he uncovers why we plateau. It's not a lack of effort, it's a lack of clarity. This is Synthesize, where we turn long podcast conversations into their most important ideas. Most of us believe that if things get bad enough, we will finally change. We think hitting rock bottom is the catalyst. But the real danger isn't misery. The real danger is okayness. It's a phenomenon called the region beta paradox.
Mentioned earlier on, so the region beta paradox. Imagine that if you were going to travel less than a mile, you'd walk it. If you're going to travel a mile or more, you would drive it. Paradoxically, you would travel 2 miles quicker than you would travel 1 mile. You jump in the car. And what this suggests is that if we only act when things cross a certain threshold of badness, worse things can be better than better things. So for instance,
this is the purgatory of the modern world. The job that pays just enough to keep you but kills your soul. The relationship that isn't abusive but has no love. Comfort is the enemy of progress because it sedates your survival instinct. You don't leave because it doesn't hurt enough yet. So how do we break out of this comfortable sedation? We lack perspective. We are trapped inside our own first-person experience, justifying our delays and our fears. To see the truth, you have to change the camera angle. You have to stop being the actor and start being the audience.
This question is so fantastic. If your life was a movie and the audience were watching up to this point, what would they be screaming at the screen, telling you to do with your life? They would be, it is obvious, leave the relationship, the job is not working for you, the killer's hiding in the...
It's always obvious from the outside. The killer is in the cupboard. You know exactly what the protagonist should do. The moment you view your life as a narrative, the confusion disappears. You don't need more information. You need to stop pretending you don't know the answer. Once you see the problem, the impulse is to add a solution. We start a new routine. We buy a new course. We set a new goal. We treat our lives like a storage unit that has infinite space. But biology has limits. You cannot pick something up without putting something else down.
Unrealistically high does not increase your performance. Imagine this. Imagine that you went into a buffet and you made your plate as big as possible. You said, I want all of these things. I'm going to put all of this stuff on my plate. And my stomach is going to expand to be able to fit it. That's not the way that our stomachs work. And that is not the way that our workloads work. So, first rule, in order to pick something up, you have to put something down.
Strategy is subtraction. If you want to write the book, you have to kill the Netflix time. If you want the physique, you have to kill the late-night drinking. We fail not because we lack discipline, but because we refuse to sacrifice the things that are crowding our plate. But even when we clear the space, we hesitate. We wait for a feeling. We wait for confidence or self-belief to arrive before we take action. We think we need to feel like an athlete before we go to the gym. This is backwards. You don't think your way into a new way of acting. You act your way into a new way of thinking.
Generate evidence. Fuck yeah. I want evidence. I want an undeniable stack of proof that I am who I say I am. And I am the poster boy for imposter syndrome, dude. Like, I never assumed that I would amount to really anything.
Confidence is just a memory of past success. You cannot have the memory before you have the experience. Stop trying to gaslight yourself into feeling ready. Just generate the evidence. One small, boring action at a time. The stack of proof is the self-belief. And then comes the hardest part. The part nobody warns you about in the motivational montages. When you actually start changing, When you subtract the bad habits and generate the new evidence, you will not be celebrated. You will be isolated. You will enter the lonely chapter.
Single-mindedly going toward my goal. This doubt is supposed to be there. I can promise you that every single person who has gone from a place where they didn't want to be to one where they did has had to go through this lonely chapter and deal with all of this. And
this loneliness isn't a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're evolving faster than your environment. You no longer fit in the old box, but you haven't built the new one yet. You are between worlds. This solitude is the tax you pay for a better future. Pay it willingly. What are we doing all this for? Usually it's to fill a hole. We think if we get the $1 million, the status, the recognition, then we will finally feel enough. We treat success like a medicine for our insecurity, but the tragic joke of the human condition is that the medicine doesn't work.
From a sense of insufficiency, like if only the world recognized my brilliance, then I will be validated. And it takes a long time to realize that you don't fix internal voids with external accolades. And the problem with that is it's an unteachable lesson. You try and tell people that money won't fix your happiness problem or fame won't fix your self-worth problem. You should see your parents more.
It is the unteachable lesson. You have to climb the mountain to realize the view doesn't change who you are. But knowing this now saves you from the desperation. Chase the goal because it's fun, because it's useful, not because you think it will finally make you worthy of love. So, if success doesn't solve everything, and growth is lonely, and comfort is a trap, what is the point? The point is to stop waiting for a life without problems. We hallucinate a future where we are done, where the inbox is empty and the anxiety is gone. That future does not exist.
6 lessons about problems and stress. Number 1, problems are a feature of life, not a bug. And there will never come a time when you have no problems. What, did you think you were going to wake up one day and there'd be no more problems, like completing a video game level and going to a map where there's nothing there?
Peace is not the absence of problems. Peace is the realization that problems are just the texture of being alive. You upgrade your problems from how do I pay rent to how do I manage this business, but you never escape them. And that is okay. We spend our lives waiting to feel ready, waiting for the right time, waiting for the problems to stop. But as Chris reminds us, the waiting is the trap. Here are the 3 things to take with you into 2026. Beware the region beta paradox. If you are comfortable but unfulfilled, you are in the danger zone. Make things worse if you have to, just to get moving. Generate evidence, not belief. Don't wait to believe in yourself. Build a stack of proof that you are who you say you are. Accept the lonely chapter. If you look around and feel alone in your ambition, you aren't lost. You are just in transition. The final question to ask yourself is the movie test. If an audience was watching your life right now, what would they be screaming at the screen for you to do? Whatever that is, do it. If this kind of breakdown helps you think differently, you'll probably enjoy the next video too.